Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy 13 2 walkthrough. Alright, so we have to do this again, which is to close the Academia 4XXAF gate. If you notice there right away, I turned off the paradox scope, sorry. And the reason for that is we actually can't have it activated for the Caius fight during the where is that place? The Void Beyond, sorry. So for the Caius fight there. Otherwise, we would just trigger the ending that we've already done. So, unfortunately, again, we have to redo or go through these initial events here in Academia. We'll have to go past the Void Beyond and the stuff with Sarah there, and speaking with Yule, and then obviously the Caius fight. And then at that point, after the Caius fight is done with, at that point we'll be able to reactivate the paradox scope and get the ending that follows from after that point. So again, if this looks all familiar, it's because we've done this like 4 times. So we'll just have to, just gotta do it. Just gotta get it done. And we'll be all the better for it, whatever that means. We just gotta do it. We gotta get it done. Yeah. So I'm actually not 100% sure now about the. So we actually talked to, I think it's Dr. M here in the command center, and that was, I believe, the last video. So I've actually kind of activated the quest to kind of get all the monsters in the data log. And I don't know if the different versions of Caius actually count for that or not. They might, but if that is the case, I guess don't expect to complete this or his quest until you've essentially done everything. So there's that. Some of the tougher monsters, like I had actually mentioned again in the previous video, because we've got time, was the giant cactar, and I know there's some other kind of tricky ones. Obviously, you're gonna have rares everywhere, and those ones, though, not usually not too difficult to get a hold of, especially once you have the Battle Mania fragment active. That's just gonna really improve your chances of running into rare monsters. So. One monster in particular that I kind of want to point out is actually like the X-Ray. So that's back in New Bodom 3 AF, and it's usually pretty rare, but man, once I activated Battle Mania, I felt like I was running into him just constantly. It was like every other fight. So, again, if you're hunting for that last fragment, which, it'll be my last fragment anyway, maybe not necessarily your last fragment, but that last one was, to collect information on all of the monsters in the game. So again, I don't know, my impression or my stance on that is it is the hardest of all of the fragments to collect. I can't think of one that's more difficult. The one for winning 7,777 casino coins in Serendipity is time consuming and potentially takes a little bit of money, to just kind of start. And it depends on how you do it. If you just go with the autoplay, you play at a loss, so it'll just take a little bit of money in order to, kind of just hammer it out. But, I wouldn't call that, particularly difficult. So, and that's the only other one that I felt was, I guess even really close. I guess, I don't know, maybe that's not all that. So I guess we're talking like Longui too, and the Yomi fragment, I don't know though. Those seem pretty easy. Maybe, time consuming in that you need to develop your characters in order to actually take it down, but even that I would argue isn't too bad. But all right. Anyway, so once again, just kind of hammering out all these events here. You had to give all the graviton cores to Alyssa again, and then obviously grab the vagabond artifact. Again, if you don't take that, that triggers a different ending, so be careful. Again, though, as I mentioned actually in the previous video, I don't know if you actually have to have the paradox scope enabled in order for you to refuse that. I just don't know. I've actually never tried it, I guess, so don't have that answer for you. But anyways, like I said earlier, I just have it, or I have the paradox scope not active right now. And we'll just say I'm ready, as usual. And this will get us to the Void Beyond. Okay.
Leaving without even a farewell?
What? No, of course not. We were going to drop by and see you before we left.
Alright, let's skip this stuff. Finally. I don't know why I didn't skip that sooner. Probably wasn't paying attention. Anyways. Okay. Alright, here we are. Void Beyond. Again. Deja vu. Again.
Come on, Mom. What's wrong with you?
So this will,
How do I get out of
again, leave the paradox scope off. We'll need to speak with Yule here a couple of times and then trigger the Caius fight. And after that, we'll be able to activate the paradox scope again. I don't actually remember this ending, so kind of looking forward to getting through all this stuff to actually see it again. So we'll see. Speaking of endings, that last one was kind of interesting. So basically, it was Caius wasn't ready for Sarah. What did the narrator say? Something like wasn't ready for Sarah's force of will or something like that. And I mean, it's a little goofy. It doesn't really work all that well with the rest of the story. It's normally that a guardian has to kill Caius in order to take his powers of chaos, but it doesn't seem like that happened in the ending. So I mean, it's whatever. It is what it is. It's kind of how they wrote it, so I don't know how much I really want to smack talk, the fact that it's not really in line with the rest of the story, but anyways. Oh, what do we have here? Me one katan. I'm probably not saying that right, of course, because why would I? Because I'm the worst at pronouncing names or guessing how they wanted them pronounced. But yeah, anyways, so aside from it kind of bothering me that the ending didn't make sense, there was one aspect that I liked where, it seemed like they were stuck in that place, but now Yule wasn't having visions anymore, which would mean that her life wouldn't be you know, shortened because of that. So, I mean, in a way, if Caius's you know, goal was to protect the Yules, well, that, you know, kind of by killing him, we kind of did that. So, I don't know, kind of interesting way of looking at it, I guess. And then obviously the very, very end there where, you know, it looks like, I mean, I don't know, it looked like some sort of comet crashed or something. Obviously, I suspect that that's not what that was actually supposed to be. Whoops. Okay. Hit the Xbox home button there, I guess, for whatever reason. But yeah, so it looked like some event had happened. You know, they were in this place where, you know, they thought that they were stuck, and it looked kind of like all hope was lost, and Sarah was like, no, we're not giving up now. So, you know, we're pretty typical optimist, and, you know, she kind of brings Noel around to, yeah, you know, we should be, you know, hopeful, and it certainly looked like, again, at the end there, that it was paying off, so, unfortunately, you know, that was the ending, though, and it was questionable what was actually happening at the end, but, you know, it kind of would have been nice to expand on that a little bit, but, you know, we only got so much, and I kind of take it as, you know, something potentially good happened there, some, you know, some event was going to take place that would, you know, bring some hope to the crew, to the trio. I guess Mog would be a fourth. I guess I didn't really consider him. But anyways, alright, so we have now taken down Caius, and at this point we should be able to reactivate the Paradox Scope. So we'll see exactly when I do that. Hopefully it'll be sooner and not later. Okay. We'll just go ahead and skip that. All right. So we are in the dream version of New Bodom, and then obviously right away I re-enabled the Paradox Scope. I did not want to miss that at all. Looks like I'm just not even going to speak with these NPCs here. I should say with the members of Nora.
Everyone is acting kind of strange.
Alright, we'll just skip our little reunion with Snow there.
Everything's falling apart.
Okay, so at this point now, I really wish that there was a couple videos ago that I did this, and now with lightning appearing on the pier, I could have told her yes to stay here, and then it actually would have let us kind of continue on. So, you know, again, I mentioned this a couple of times, I actually just wasted a little bit of time there going through all of these events. Really an extra time, like one more time than I really needed to, so.
Is it really?
Alright, let's go ahead and skip that. Here's your live trigger. Again, this is where I could have said yes.
I couldn't do it. When I had lost...
You know, and got that fragment, and then just kind of continued on to get, you know, one of these other endings, but... yeah, again, there was some confusion on what I could do and what I couldn't do, so, anyway, alright, so now we need to head back up to, the crater,
Is helping me, but no one's here.
and, we'll have a little chat with Vanille and Fang again. And when I say a little chat, I mean it'll be a really, really quick chat, because I'm going to likely skip it.
I'm sure I've heard it before.
But, alright. So, essentially, I think how this is all going to play out is we're just going to continue on with all the events up to the Caius Noel fight. And I think it's the one where Noel is actually fighting alone.
Not far now.
I vaguely remember it going really well though, and not too difficult. So we'll see. We'll see how well I'm remembering things. But it will be a more difficult version of the fight than we had previously done. The first time around. So again, we will see how easy it really was,
Is that
and if
really
I'm just not remembering things correctly, which is possible. I could have got my butt whooped and had to redo it. So we'll see.
Okay. It's time to find Noel.
Okay, time to find Noel. Yes, let's do that.
Guess what, Lightning? I met Vanille again.
Oh, please
She
skip
saved
this.
me once 3 years ago, and today she came to help me.
Okay. Heading back to a dying world. 700 AF once again. Alright. Oof. Oh, there we go. Sometimes I feel like that loading time is just a little bit longer than others.
I've come a long way, and it's all thanks to Noel.
Okay, so now we're just trying to hunt down Noel here. Trying to hunt down Noel as he's hunting.
This place. It must be Noel's dream world.
Okay. Alright, so hopefully I won't mess this up this time. My original playthrough in this area, I had actually missed or run by Noel when he was, I don't know, I guess in this town here.
Did you get one? Yeah, all by myself.
You're in.
You can't do this. I need more time before I can beat you. You can't just leave like that. I wanted to get stronger than Caius, so I began training with swords. I'd never beat him at his own style.
Oh, finally. I don't know why I let so many of these cutscenes go for as long as I did. Alright, so here's Noel again, and I don't think that was the the time that I meant. Yeah, it's up here, so you actually need to use Mog here. It looks like right up here. Yeah, there we go. So we'll just bring him into phase, I guess.
Hey, I'm back.
Hi, Noel. How was the hunt?
Oh, I bagged a huge one.
Alright. Back to huge one.
Yule! was nothing but a disappointment. In the end, I couldn't save you. I couldn't accept her fate, or forgive Caius for leaving.
There we go. Follow no. Alright, so this should be the Caius fight, I think. Yep, there we go. So again, make sure you've got that paradox scope activated before the fight, otherwise, well, you wasted a ton of time. So yeah, we'll see what I actually need to do here. It looks like I'm going to buff myself up at least a little bit. Unfortunately, we don't have any monster or... I don't know. I don't really know if I need to do the saboteur business, but we'll see. Oh, did get Deprotect to stick on him, and I don't know if I'll go with the poison or not. Yeah, we'll just skip that, I guess. So it looks like, yeah, he chains really quickly. And obviously we're gonna drop into commando. It looks like I'm not able to. Oh, okay. So I'm not able to launch him, and then on top of that, it looks like he breaks the chain gauge. So that's unfortunate, but we're just gonna say whatever, dude, because it's time to chain you again. So yeah, this actually looks really easy. It was a lot easier than I remembered it. And that's that. Okay. So that should do it. Oh, do we need to fight him again? Yeah, it looks like it. Lame. Round 2. Sort of. Really deep protect again? I don't know. Let's heal ourselves up though. And commando just to kind of maintain that chain. And we'll go back to, wow, Saboteur even. Okay, I don't know. Probably could have just skipped the commando then if I was just going to do that. But, whatevs. Alright, so we've got Deep Protect back on him, and we're going to just chain him back up, and we'll swap to commando one more time. And then just try to beat him down. And that's that. Okay, so that should do it. Pretty easy stuff. And now we get to enjoy our ending.
The goddess bestowed on Caius Ballad the heart of chaos. Only a guardian of the same tribe may ever hope to wrest that power from him. And so Caius waited. He waited for one who possessed the strength to defeat him. After many centuries, his patience was rewarded with the arrival of Noel, the last guardian to be born. Caius pinned all his hopes on this child. The Immortal did not want Noel to simply succeed him. He wanted Noel to surpass him.
The moment I defeated Caius, the power of chaos coursed through my body and transformed me into a guardian. That's when I saw memories of his past, his life. I saw the day he slayed his predecessor and became a L'Cie to protect the Cirrus. I saw the Great War and how it tore Gran Pulse apart. I saw the battle in which he saved the Cirrus from her enemies and was crowned a hero. All he ever wanted was for Yule to be happy. The goddess Etra was struck by his undying devotion and offered Caius her own heart. With this, he became an immortal being, one who could protect Yule till the end of time. That marked the beginning of his eternal nightmare. I have Caius's memories inside me. Just like Caius before me, I've received the terrible gift of eternal life. And Sarah, she's now destined to live the fate of a Farseer, just like Yule. Caius had put all his hopes in me. He believed that I was the one that could stop the beating of his cursed heart. But I couldn't. I wasn't strong enough. The heart took over my body and threw me into an endless spiral. A prison without end. But then, I saw a light. I don't know where it leads. I don't know what kind of world is out there waiting for me. But I do know one thing. I have to take Caius's place. I'm his successor. I can't escape this fate. This is just the beginning of my never-ending nightmare. I have to face whatever's out there in that unknown world. I have to save Yule. I have to save Sarah. The gift of immortality made me realize that hope is a double-edged blade. It's cruel to those who cling to impossible dreams. For the Undying, this torment haunts them for all eternity. Caius lived knowing the futility of his single plea, his single hope. I wonder what awaits me. A life without hope. A life without friendship. A life of utter solitude.
Alright, so there's our fragment, Heir to Chaos, as well as the CP. I am out of time, so as always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.